Hello guys, and welcome back. So in the last video we just explained what was happening on this method SearchPlayer, and we tested it. It's working just fine. So in this video we're going to create a method here to check if the opponent has joined our game. Okay, so first here, down here, we need to navigate. Okay, first let me go ahead and stop this. So I've stopped both of them. Let me minimize this and let's work on the code now. So here we know that we just need to navigate. Navigator dot push named. Then we need to go to the constant dot game screen. So here, once we join, we just stop the loading and go to the game screen. Okay, and then next is here, after we create the game, we stay in this screen and then check if the other opponent has joined our game. Okay, so let's create that method to check if the other opponent has joined our game. So let's go to the game provider, and then maybe down here just above the set game settings. So here, let's say check if the opponent, or check if the other player has joined. So let's just create that method quickly. Check if opponent joined. Yeah, let's name it like that. Then let's take the required argument, user model, then required, let's get the success function on success. Okay, I don't think we need the failure method here, so let's just skip these two. This will be asynchronous. So here, let's trim the database. Okay, we know that when the other player has joined inside our available game, first when we create the game, this is empty, and then this and this, and then this is playing is initially to false. So when this changes to this, like this to true, and then this has data, and this, all of these changes, we know that someone has joined the game. Okay, so what we're going to do is to stream this document, check if there is any change. If there's a change from is playing to false to true, then we know that there's someone who has joined. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. So here we are going to say stream Firestore, for stream Firestore if the player has joined. Okay, I'm gonna give it that comment. So here we're going to say Firebase Firestore dot collection constant dot available game dot document, which is our ID, user model dot UID, and then dot snapshot, and then dot listen, listen. Okay, let's close it out. So we want to listen to this document, which is the game that we have created. So available games, our UID, and then listen to this. Okay, so now down here, first let's make sure if our game is even there, just to avoid the errors. Okay, check if the game exists. Okay, so here we're going to say if event dot exist, then we know that our game is there. We can do what we're supposed to do, else we're not going to do anything. Okay, so here let's get the document snapshot of that game. So let's say final document snapshot. Let's get that game, which is equal to the event that we are in. Okay, and then now here we need to check now. After we have listened here, we need to check if something has changed. So between all of these, if we go to the database, we can check, because we know this is changing this and this, but this may not change if the user hasn't picked an image. So what we are really sure that changes is the UID and the name, because they will always have a name and the is playing. So we can pick one of these, but I'm just going to pick the is playing, okay, because this makes sense. Okay, so let's open it up. So that's what we are going to check. Okay, so let's do check if is playing is equal to true. Okay, so here we're going to say if game, so this game that we've got here, if game at the field called constant dot is playing. Okay, if is playing, which means it's true, we are going to get that game and then notify that user that the game now is playing. Okay, so what we are going to do here is to set exactly what we were setting, these game creator ID, game name, and then UID, and then creator URL. So what we can do is we can copy this aside from the game ID. Okay, we can copy this, because now we are getting the game data. Okay, because this is happening when we are joining. This guy is joining the game. Now this, what is happening is here is now when somebody has joined, now we are creating on our side. Okay, so now let's paste that here. So game creator ID, we are getting all this data from the game. Okay, so the game creator, it's us, because this is our game. We are checking if the opponent has joined. So we are going to get this user model.id here and then put it here. So we can either leave it like this, because even if we get it like this, if we check in the database here, we are still the game creator here. You can check game creator and then game creator name. Okay, so we can either leave it like this, it's still getting those correct data, and then here we can also just pass the data from the game. Okay, because this data is coming from here. So that user has updated these. So on the name, the URL and the UID, there is that user's data. Okay, the opponent. So we can just put on the UID here, or put this UID. That's how it's saved. Let's check. Yeah, it's saved as UID name photo URL. Okay, so we are going to put it like that, and then also here the name, we are going to put the name, and also here the photo URL, we are going to put the photo URL. Okay, so that's how we are setting the data. After we have set this data, next we are going to set our 10, because this is our game, so we are going to be white. Okay, so let's set player color, which is white. We know it's 0. Then after we set player color, we notify the changes. Okay, notify the changes, and then afterwards, and then that's when now we can go on success. Okay, so that's how we do it. So great. Now this is checking if the opponent joined the game. Okay, so after we check that this has changed, this variable has changed, we're going to update these values because we'll use them in the game screen. Okay, these values, that's why we've put them here on top. Okay, we will update them, and then after we update them, we set our player as us as white, and then we notify the changes. But now then we need to stop listening to this after this method. Okay, we need to stop listening because we are continuously listening. So to do that, we are going to put the stream subscription up here, stream subscription, which can be now, and then let's import this. So okay, it's imported. So stream subscription, this one we're going to say game subscription, maybe you can name it as game stream subscription, like that. Okay, so I think, is that the proper name? Because we're going to have more streams. Maybe this one we're going to name it as is playing stream subscription. Okay, so this is playing script subscription, we are going to equal it to this. Okay, is playing script subscription. So now we subscribe to this stream, but if we are done now, if we have found out that it is playing, we can go ahead and cancel this subscription. Okay, so we are going to say is playing subscription and add the now check and then dot cancel. Okay, so now if this is be done and as is playing, we are going to cancel that subscription. Okay, maybe let's also add a slight delay before we do this. Okay, just to make sure the code works perfect. Let's say await future, so let's add an async keyword here, future dot delay constant of duration. So here we can wait for maybe milliseconds of about 100. Okay, just to make sure this, just a slight delay. Okay, so then that's it. So this is our method to check if the user has joined. So now once we have checked, then we can navigate to the game screen, because now we have set these values that we need, and then we know that someone has joined our game. Okay, so let's go back here, and then here let's do that. So here let's do which is a game provider dot check if user has joined. So on success, on success method here, that's when now we are going to call this to false. After we call that to false, we navigate to the game screen. Okay, we navigate to the game screen. Great. So this will be our method here. It's time to test this now. If this one has joined, he will go direct to the game screen, and then if this one also has joined, he will check if someone has joined, and then after that, if they've seen that they have joined, they also go to the game screen. But the creator will be white, the joiner will be black. Okay, so it's time to test this, guys. Let's do the process again. Let's go to Firestore. Let's minimize this. I'm going to Firestore and then delete this collection. paste. We can delete that. Then also we can delete this. Now let's go to the application and then run it again. So let's run it. So the Pixel 6 is running. Let's change it and run it also on the Pixel 5. Okay, let's test. Let's create 5 minutes. Let's create a game. So searching for players. Great. Now here let's create like 10 minutes because we know the creator is this, so it will go with 5 minutes. So let's create joining, but okay, great. Okay, so now this one, this is correct, this one is black, or this is white, so this player should be black. Okay, so we have something that we need to do here. So this one, it has checked that the game is being joined and it has started the game. Okay, it has gone to the game screen and it's white. Okay, this one has also joined and just gone straight to the game screen, but this player is supposed to be black. Okay, so let's fix that in the next video. For now, we know that here we are checking if someone has joined the game, and then we are going to the game screen as a creator of the game, and then as a joiner, someone who's joining, after we join here, we are going to the game screen. But for someone who is joining, we haven't changed here, we are still white, which means we should be black. And then also here we need to show the correct data for the data in our database. You can see that something is wrong, it's just showing the same things here. Okay, so even in the game screen now we need to do a lot of changes because we need to be showing the correct data here on these users. Okay, because now we are not playing with stockfish, we shouldn't be showing stockfish up here. Okay, so let's fix that in the next video. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.